Please rise for the class of 2018. At this time, will the audience please remain standing and remove all hats as we prepare for the presentation of colors by the Elkin High School Junior ROTC Color Guard and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Hayden Brooks, Alex Duncan, Tanner Sturdivant, Wade Wagner, and Colt Henderson.
Will you please join me in honoring our nation by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Keep them off, keep them off, keep them off.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the robbers we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for our invocation.
Please join me for the invocation. Dear Lord, as we gather here in this place for the class of 2018 graduation, may we pause to thank you for the goals and destinations. This event has been our goal and destination for 13 years of school, and we have arrived. Thank you for your grace, and by your grace, our education has been possible. Thank you for the choices that you have enabled us to make, and forgive us for those that we have made poorly. And with your guidance, help us with the choices that we will make after tonight and throughout our future. Now, as our class reflects, as we are challenged, and as we celebrate our work, help us to remember the purpose for which you have created us. May we look to you for all guidance as we move forward. And teach us to pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Please be seated.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of Elkin High School's class of 2018. I'd like to start off by thanking those who have gathered here tonight to celebrate the achievements of these students. I'm sure you will take great pleasure in honoring these graduates. To the class of 2018, we have long anticipated this day, and now it is here. Whether you await it with eagerness, sadness, joy, or a mixture of emotions, today you deserve a sense of pride as well. Pride in your accomplishments and your honors. Pride in reaching this major early milestone in your lives, high school graduation. We worked hard to reach this day, and our work did not go to waste. When we leave this ceremony, we will leave with a diploma in our hands, a symbol that stands to honor our time here and stands to represent the key to our futures. Our futures begin now, since graduation is not the end goal itself. It is only the beginning of our journey of life. We grew together as a class, as individuals, and as students. But now it is time to grow upon our personal aspirations, career goals, and lives. This is only the starting point for our futures, a launchpad to bettering ourselves and reaching new heights. Whether you decide to continue your education, take up a trade, serve our country, or any other path of life, each of you has a strong education and determined mindset that can take you there. So continue to grow and work to create your own path. While the graduates here have all reached independence, behind each one stands an incredible support system. Coaches, teachers, advisors, and staff have been with us since the beginning, guiding us and witnessing us mature into responsible young adults. They have passed on their knowledge, skills, and advice to us. They have been selfless and incredibly supportive. Yet behind the scenes outside of school is a support system of equal strength. Our friends, family, parents have dedicated constant love and motivation. They have been and will continue to be mentors for us for the rest of our lives. And so on the behalf of the class of 2018, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your continued patience and love. We truly owe you all that we are. So as we counted down the days till graduation from 177 to 0 days on Mr. Sugar's whiteboard, we reached the end of the countdown, and our senior year has passed by as fast as ever. So now we are starting new journeys with new possibilities and new horizons. Graduates, from this day forward, make decisions that will fill your own and others' lives with happiness. Take that diploma and build upon it to reach your own goals. We've already taken the first step by making it to the ceremony today, and now it is time to take the next step into the journey that will become our lives. And so let's remember the memories of high school and celebrate the graduation of 93 students of Elkin High School's class of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me this evening. My name is Ashley Holtzclaw, and I will be recognizing those who are leaving Elkin High School along with the class of 2018. Among these people are Miss Candy Hendricks, Miss Cathy Taylor, Miss Charlotte Geyer, and Mr. Clarence Edwards. Some of you are retiring, others are just being moved to another place in Elkin City Schools. But wherever you go, you will always be in the hearts of the students and staff in our school. Miss Candy Hendricks, you are the queen. We are not worthy to have had such a wonderful English teacher. From marking up our very rough drafts to allowing us to expand our minds through the world of literature, You have taught us unsurmountable lessons, and for that we cannot thank you enough. We hope that you enjoy your well-earned retirement, and maybe we'll see you on the tennis courts. Miss Cathy Taylor, you have had several careers and jobs before being an English teacher, but none of them have been your true passion. Now is your chance to become the professional student that you have always dreamt of being. The class of 2018 appreciates all of your help with the research process of our graduation project and your guidance in the art of language. We are grateful to have had you as a teacher, and you will always be a part of our Elkin family. You're free to spend your retirement days reading books you've never read, exploring the world's mysteries, and learning until your heart and mind are content. Perhaps our paths will cross again in the stands of a Wake Forest game. Thank you for teaching us, and enjoy your freedom. Miss Charlotte Geyer, you may not widely be known among all of the students, but your work and efforts have not gone unnoticed. From being a teaching assistant to helping our exceptional students get the best education and support, you have always been there. We appreciate all you have done for Elkin City Schools. Thank you. Mr. Clarence Edwards. Firstly, I would like to say thank you for being a straight up, take no crap kind of person while managing to teach us hooligans about the wonders of horticulture and agriculture, along with all of your blunt wisdom. Secondly, good luck teaching sixth graders next year. I'm sure they'll be doing lots of push-ups. There is no need to be sad over these changes. People come and go. Everyone that's been in your life has been there for a reason, to teach you, to love you, or to experience life with you. As Frank Ocean once said, we met for a reason. Either you're a blessing or a lesson. But in our case, you all are both blessings and lessons. Thank you. Next, our principal, Mr. Hoyle, will bring greetings.
Good evening. On behalf of Dr. Myra Cox and the faculty and staff of Elkin High School, I welcome you to Grissom Stadium for our 2018 commencement ceremony to honor our graduates. Seniors, I thank you for sharing the last 4 years with me. I've enjoyed watching you grow and achieve over these past few years. I want to especially say thanks for the senior play that you put on a couple of weeks ago. You did an outstanding job, and the theme brought back memories to me as I was in high school in the 1980s, and I hope that in the years to come, you'll think back on your time at Elkin High School as the time of your lives. Class of 2018, tonight is about you. This is your night. You worked hard for this night and for the opportunity to sit here with your classmates. This is the last night that you will be a high school student, but don't think about tonight as the ending. Think of it as another important milestone on your journey. Tonight's the last time that you'll be together as one group. After you leave here tonight, you'll be going your separate ways. Some of you will go straight to work, some to the military, some will stay close at home for college, while others will go far away. Regardless of where you go or what you will do, all of you will have one thing that you share, and that's that you are a graduate of Elkin High School of the class of 2018. But there is something else that you share. You each have something great within you. I want you to think back over the last 13 years of your life. Think about someone that has impacted and influenced your life to this point. It might be a teacher, maybe a coach, maybe an employer you work for, or maybe a youth pastor from church. Maybe it's a parent or a grandparent or other family member. But I'm sure each of you has someone in your life that you can think of who has made a positive impact. My challenge to you is to become that person in someone else's life. As I said, each of you has something great in you. Make it a point in your life to use that greatness to make a positive impact for somebody else. Many of you return to Elkin to make Elkin your home. Others will not. But wherever you end up and whatever you do, make it your goal to be a positive influence on your community and the people around you. And I cannot leave the stage tonight without reminding you one more time, it's a great day to be a buck in elk. Thank you.
I would like to share a poem that I wrote for the class of 2018. It's titled From Then to Now. From 2005 to 2018, oh, how things have changed. To sitting down in Mrs. Coley's kindergarten class thinking, wow, this is strange. From finding my seat on the plane to Hawaii in second grade, to remembering Mrs. Carter say, now we've really got it made. From learning the multiplication tables in Mrs. Horton's class, to finding the derivative of a function just as fast. From walking laps on the playground as punishment, to performing back to the 80s and rocking the establishment. From playing dodgeball in the elementary school gym, to studying book after book until the night grew dim. From practicing Sertoma football at Crater Park, to beating East Wilkes on senior night from the 3-yard hash mark. From singing Happy Birthday every day on the Welk broadcast, to watching Harry DeSalle do the riddle of the week. Man, what a blast. From learning about world geography with Mr. E, to listening to wild stories with Mr. Pelkey. From sharing our last year with Mrs. Candy Hendricks, to finishing our last week of high school academics. From walking into the high school for the first time, to sitting in these graduation seats ready for our futures to shine. From getting to know each and every one of my classmates, to loving each and every one of these greats. In closing, roses are red, violets are blue. We beat you-know-who 53-52. Class of 2018, I love you. Our first speaker for this evening will be Mia Pritchett.
My fellow graduates and friends, my name is Mia Pritchett, and it is an honor to be able to speak to all of you on such a momentous day of our lives. As most of you may know, I was voted to be the teacher's pet superlative by our class. This is basically code for biggest brown noser. Some people may associate this term teacher's pet with showing inauthentic kindness simply to get ahead, or with being a know-it-all to try to prove your intelligence to others, but I view this term in an entirely different way. I will admit that I am a people pleaser, but I believe that it is of great importance to show kindness to others and to follow the golden rule of treating others the way you wish to be treated. Today, people far too often overlook the impactfulness of a simple act of kindness. Some people are often too consumed with their own pride or selfishness to see the need for light in this world full of darkness. People may often forget the needs of others and become infatuated with their own issues. At the end of the day, your actions, both good and bad, can have a deep impact upon other people. A quick show of compassion or a helping hand can completely change someone's day or even their life for the better. Happiness is infectious, and sometimes all it may take to spread this is a genuine smile. However, it is equally important to stay true to yourself. One con of being a people pleaser is that if you tie your worth to other people's perceptions of you, then you'll never feel completely satisfied with yourself. It is impossible for every person to like you, no matter what you do. So it is important to not live your own life for other people. It has been quite difficult for me to come to terms with this fact, that no matter what you do, there will be people who will not agree with your actions and will maybe even dislike you for them. You can be nothing but kind to a person, but he or she may still find something to dislike about you, but that is perfectly fine. We are all different people and not everyone likes everything, so don't try to change yourself to match someone who someone else wants you to be. If you're passionate about something, don't let other people's judgments prevent you from doing what you love. While it is important to treat others with kindness and attempt to spread happiness and joy whenever you can, your own happiness is what matters most. Never make the mistake of sacrificing your own happiness due to the words and actions of others. Your own happiness must be prioritized over anyone else's. At the end of the day, your own perception of yourself and your own dreams and aspirations are what matter most, because other people may come and go from your life, but you're with yourself until the very end. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you'll all find a way to show kindness and love to others as well as yourself. Our next speaker is Ariana Collins.
The Buddha once said, in the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of the things not meant for you. This quote describes the secondary lessons we learn throughout high school, but they are truly more important than our traditional lessons. Loving our fellow classmates is by far more important than learning how to take a derivative or an integral. I'm so sorry, Miss Hyatt. Although most of us have grown up together in our class, we have had our fair share of drama, and we've had people come and go. But sometimes we had to let the drama dissolve, and we once again began to love our fellow classmates. To truly live a life fulfilled, we should be able to look back and consider all the people's lives we touched in a positive way. As the wise Miss Cook once said, who is going to be at your funeral? The people whom we showed love to will be there. It's the classmates whose lives we touched in ways that we might not ever comprehend. Sometimes you may not realize that you are sharing love with someone, but even though it is quite cliche, the little things you do really can brighten someone's day. Simply smiling and waving at your classmate can make that person feel better and have a more positive outlook for the rest of the day. In the end, high school is truly about learning how to love your fellow classmates despite your differences. Living gently is something that I know all high school students struggle with. We have all had an unimaginable amount of stuff on our plates between school, home, work, and extracurriculars. So we all had some days where we took out our stress on others undeservingly. Living gently is not always as easy as one would think. To live gently in this stressful world, one has to take a step back and breathe. We have to empathize and sympathize with those around us. We may sometimes have to keep our mouths shut long enough to respect the opinions of others, whether or not we like them. Above all, we must remember that we not only influence our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Our world works better when we all live a gentler life in which we let go of our anger and set aside our differences to help one another. High school provides the perfect setting for letting go. We let go of friends throughout all of our high school career. Maybe we let go of our friends because of differences in our ideas. Maybe we let go because they became too toxic. Or maybe we let go because we were scared they would leave us first. Sometimes we lose friends because of our relationships we form with others, whether that be platonic or romantic. No matter what the reason, we had to let go because things were just no longer a match. We all have to let go of caring constantly about others' opinions of us because that is exhausting, and no one can truly please themselves if they are too busy pleasing everyone else first. Another thing we will all have to collectively let go of is Elkin High School. Yes, we can always come back and visit our school to see how our underclassmen friends are doing. But in order to lead a successful and happy life, we have to let go. We cannot simply live inside the walls of this high school forever. We need to explore the world and find what we want to do with our lives. But we cannot do that if we always have a part of ourselves looking back at this place. In closing, I would urge you all, as my fellow classmates, to go and live a life filled with love that is gentle and to let go. Be open to the possibility that what lies ahead of you may very well be greater than what you have experienced thus far. Our next speaker is Mr. Ryan Lee Macy.
Hello, family, friends, faculty, and my fellow members of the class of 2018. Some people might say that our journey begins today. However, today is simply the day that our paths split in 93 separate directions. Up until tonight, many of us have attended Elkin City schools since kindergarten, the past 13 years of our lives. Throughout these 13 years, we have made friendships and created memories that will last a lifetime. From fun Fridays in elementary school to trips to Washington, D.C. and the Outer Banks in middle school to beating Ace Wilkes in football this year 53-52, we have all been right here together, truly having the time of our lives. However, starting tomorrow, we will enter the real world, all alone, with no one to lean on but ourselves. As Aaron Sorkin once said, you're going to fall down, but the world doesn't care how many times you fall down, as long as it's one more than the time you get back up. Many of us will be heading to college in the fall, while others will serve our country in the armed forces, and some will enter the workforce. No matter your future endeavors, one thing stands true. You will fail many times along the way. If you fail 50 times, it's not failure. You simply found 50 ways that did not work in achieving your goal. Never give up or limit yourself in your own potential. Overcome obstacles by regrouping and finding a better way to achieve your goals. Starting tomorrow, you will no longer walk into class each morning and see the same familiar faces that surround you here tonight. Whatever path you choose to pursue following graduation will surely be different than anything you have experienced in school the past 13 years. Each and every one of us graduating tonight will have to step out of our comfort zone to achieve whatever type of success that we each individually strive for. If you want to attain something that you have never had, then you must do something that you have never done. Tonight, we will receive our diplomas and will leave the grounds of Elkin High School for the last time as students. But our inner Buck and Elk will never leave our side. The amount of opportunities that await us are endless. As Vince Lombardi said, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. Do not be afraid of hard work, and you will end up in the place that you want to be. While the window in Miss Estrada's room will remain closed, the window of opportunity for each and every one of us graduating tonight has just begun to open. And always remember, it's a great day to be a Buck and Elk. Our next speaker is Miss Bailey Young.
Faculty, teachers, parents, and fellow graduates, it is an honor to speak to you all today. I would like to take a minute to talk about the lyrics to a piece of music entitled How Did You Live by Glenn MacLeod Hall. I had the opportunity to sing this piece at Surrey County Honors Chorus this year, and it will also be performed by Elkin High School's chamber singers later in the program. The first lines read, "You who stand at the fork of roads yet taken, you are poised for the race that is set before. Though the journey's just begun, when your time on earth is done, how did you run? How did you love? And how did you live?" It first hit me that I was almost done with this chapter of my life while singing these words on stage. The words, "How did you live?" resonated with me, and I began to reflect back on my high school career. The first few months of my freshman year, I was even more reserved than I am now. I only talked to my friends I already knew and never really tried to branch out any further. That was until I took chorus for the first time. We had a class of only 8 people. Some I knew, some I did not. With a choir, there's a certain sense of comfort that if you mess up, most likely no one will notice. But with only 8 people, I was forced to break out of my bubble and sing out for the first time. And it was great. It felt like I had finally found my place in the world. I hope all of you have a moment like this to look back on where you were your best self. Of course, that one day didn't make my whole high school career perfect. In a lot of ways, I held myself back from reaching my full potential. I have regrets, but that's okay, because today is a time for looking forward. It's a chance to start over. Whether you wish to reinvent yourself or remain the same is up to you. We've all made mistakes on this journey to today, but now's the time to remember them and learn from them. In high school, every argument felt like the end of the world. Personally, I held grudges against people a lot longer than I should have. Looking back, I can see how ridiculous that was because I've grown and matured, as have all of you. I recognize my flaws now, so I can strive to improve them. It can be easy to only view people a certain way when you've known them for 13 years. But after today, there's no preset notion of who we are. Our teachers, our family, and even our peers have prepared us for this day. The future can feel overwhelming, and every decision we make feels permanent, but we would not be here today if we were not ready. We are free to follow any path we choose, and honestly, I don't know what that means for me. However, I do know where I've been, I know how I've loved, and I know how I've lived.
Having successfully completed all graduation requirements as prescribed by the Elkin City Schools Board of Education and upon recommendation by the faculty, candidates will come forward to receive their diploma. Savannah Marie Abbey. Jose Luis Alvarez. Ashley Elizabeth Anderson. Christopher Luke Anderson. Jose Sylvester Anorve. Lucio Avilés. Hannah Leanne Baker. Joanna Bayo. Grace Raymer Briggs. Hayden Eric Brooks. AJ Brown. Krista Gail Bryant. Lauren Renee Bryant. Mia Grace Burchett. Bo Rollins Burgess. Loretta Lynn Castevens. Sydney Elizabeth Cheek. Ethan Allen Chipman. Ariana Faith Collins. Kylie Elizabeth Cook. Savannah Kaylin Cross. William Jeremiah Cross. Christopher Quahim Davis. Harold Theron DeSalle Jr. Alexander John Duncan. Levi Matthew Edwards. Jessica Ray Eldridge. Seth Tyrell Ahmad Evans. Alden Reed Fish. Abby Martina Flores. Henry Barker Freeman. Brandy Fuentes Delgado. Dia Marie Goodwin. Bailey Caleb Gray. Macy Claire Gray. Bronson Calica Gwynn. Caitlin Sky Harris. Tevin Dakota Harris. Tyler Seaborn Hayes. Garrett Mackenzie Hemrick. Colt Timothy Henderson. Beverly Anae Hernandez Matul. Noah Riley Hill. Courtney Paige Hallbrook. Ashley Noel Holsclaw. Nathan B. Humphrey. Mackenzie Angel Hunt. Saeed Emmanuel Islas. Colton Roth Jackson. Kinley Anna Jackson. Jaron Lene Kelly. Dylan Scott Kupner. Christina Ann Lavoy. Jude Mitchell Lloyd. Allie Sharon Lovett. Abby Andrea Losada. Autumn Grace Luffman. Ryan Lee Macy. Jody Gray Martin. Casey Lee Matthews. Jalen Latrell Mays. Trayson Daniel Miles. Scotty Lane Moore. Sierra Gail Moses. Zeus Alejandro Narvez. Jeremiah Dean Neese. Facundo Emmanuel Pilati. Carson Boone Purdue. Christian Hernando Peral. Joe Ryan Patterson. Andrea Michelle Payne. Caitlin Leanne Poe. Christopher Rodriguez. Isara Rodriguez. Ryan Lee Russell. Aspen Taylor Shaw. Arwen Grace Shoemaker. Dockery Harrison Stephen Sloop. Taylor Dawn Smith. Hannah Marie Snow. Bianca Nicole Shosh. Michael Aaron Steelman. William Tanner Sturdivant. Julie Faye Taylor. Mercy Brianna Thompson. Jackson Ronald Turner. Wade Thomas Wagner. Griffin Davis Wheeler. Brianna Mackenzie Wilkins. John Tyler Wood. Kassin Shi. Coy Blake Yarborough. Bailey Elizabeth Young. Congratulations, class of 2018. Now we will hear from our chamber singers. Senior chamber singers, please join the group.
You are poised for the race that is set before. Though the journey's just begun, when your time on earth is done. How did you run? How did you love? How did you live? Are yours the hands that held out hope, that wielded power to serve the meek? Are yours the arms that embrace the lost, whose back was bent to protect the weak? Are yours the lips that spoke the truth, whose words in loving kindness speak? Did love labor's rule, for mercy and justice seek? Is it your passion that forged beauty? Did your love light the way? Are yours the feet, swift and sure, who have run the race with Olympian? Son of whom your road's yet taken, you are poised for the race that is set before. Though the journey's just begun, when your time on earth is done. How did you run? How did you love? How did you run? How did you love? How did you run? How did you love? How did you live?
Will the graduates please rise? By the authority granted to me by the state of North Carolina and the Elkin City Schools Board of Education, I hereby confer upon you the diplomas which you have been awarded this evening. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. Will the audience please join me in applauding the class of 2018 graduates? Seniors, please be seated.
All right. It was the best of times, it was worse, it was the worst of times. Famous author Charles Dickens states this in his book, A Tale of Two Cities. For many of us, high school contains not only our best memories of friends, interesting classes and teachers, and long periods of car talks while waiting for our target to come out of the building just to have on floaties, but it also contains many hard experiences. The failing your first test or getting dumped by the person you thought was the love of your life felt like the worst thing that could ever happen to you. We have all survived, and now we are graduating. Experiences like the senior play or a football team beating East Wilkes 53-52 not only allows us to see Hayden Brooks apply his own makeup like a pro, or see many of our own athletes leave their hearts on the field, it's also brought us closer, not only as the seniors, but people who will make a whole new space for ourselves outside the small town of Elkin. Though our future may not be clear, each and every one of us has the ability to make a difference in this world, no matter how small or great it may seem. We may not be able to control every aspect of our future, but we can control how we handle both the best of times and the worst of times that we are presented with. They can either be a springboard to make us stronger and better prepared people, or they can be an obstacle that we allow to overcome us. As we move toward the rest of our lives, we all have the ability to affect other people, not through the money we make or the things we achieve, but through the kindness and generosity we show to those around us. I will leave you with this class of 2018, in my opinion, the best class to grace the halls of Elkin High School. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Sorry about earlier. Mrs. Miyagi just will not let the play go. At this time, I invite you one last time to join me in singing our school song. You may rise. Far below the Blue Ridge Mountains, there's a place we love, and we live there always seeking higher aims above. We've a school of which we're proud, will always be true. This we sing our alma mater to our gold and blue. Please remain standing. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for another beautiful day on this earth. As this chapter of our lives closes tonight, let us never forget the memories, friendships, and opportunities you have given us. Help us to always remember your great grace and mercy, Lord, and remind us on this journey when things do not turn out as we intended, that your plans are greater. Lead us on a path of not only greatness for ourselves, but greatness for your kingdom. Help us form friendships along the way that will help us stay joyful and driven. Allow the class of 2018 to make a difference in this world, Lord. In your name, amen.
At this time, I declare the academic year closed. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2018. We request that the audience remain at their seat until the graduates, the platform party, and the faculty have recessed.